Good morning. When we left off last time, we were looking at how to build together our IntNodeArray using that data structure we built of the int node, so we can start building the idea of having a templated class. When we were actually doing that, though, I wanted to make sure we had a chance to actually take a look at it very closely, what we were doing. And so we're going to take a look at this right now as we actually look in more detail at the IntNodeArray size. As you can see, I've added a breakpoint here at line 20. We pass it inside our controller, a parameter of 3, and we're going to test and see what actually happens when we do that. So we actually look inside the actual structure itself as it builds, so we can see what really happens as we go through and do that. So let's go ahead and let's run this right now. And we've already asserted that our size is greater than 0. We have our size parameter that's been initialized directly into our data member, so we have that information automatically created. And we have assigned that front as a new int node object. So front right here, as you can see, is a brand new int node. It has a value of -999, pointing to null, so we're good to go on that. And we're going to go through and iterate over our for loop. As you can see right here, we're starting off with our index is set to 0, going to less than size, so we can create the correct number of items for our node using that structure. And if we go ahead and we step over this, going one at a time, first we'll create a current node. It's a brand new node. As you can see, current node right here has been created. We'll continue the initialization structure. Oh, now it's initialized, it's pointing to null. We're going to set the current node's pointer and have it point to front. And so if we notice right here, the front's address is ending in 360. Right now, the node pointer is set to null. If we step over that line, we're going to see that that null is going to be replaced with that current value. And so we have that node pointer is now pointing to front. So we have it so that this node is pointing now to the front node, which means on line 24, where we're going to reassign what front is pointing to, going to current node, can now have that chain of pointers directly linked. So we step over that and we see that now happens. And now front has that other address, which then points to the old front ending in 360. We repeat this process a few times, and when we exit at this point, before we actually exit the constructor, let's take a look at what's inside front. As you can see, we have our size 3 just like we're supposed to, but notice right here, we have -999 once, twice, 3 times, 4. Oh no. Notice again that we look right here at this lovely sequence. We have the idea that we're starting off at 0, going to less than size, going up by 1. And since we have right here, front is declared as a new int node, we have first right now size 1. Then we're going to start at 0, add that 1, bring it over here. Go to 1, okay, new 1, put it over here. Now 3, go to 2. 2 is less than size still, bring it on over. We now have 4 in there, even though we're only going to size. So it's very important we actually keep about the idea of the design in mind as we do this. And so what we have to actually do is, because we've made int node as our default object, making it as a new int node object and as a pointer to it, we need to make sure we adjust this value right here to 1 and save that right there. And then to make that even more clear, what we're going to do is add a little comment on this. So we're going to make a comment right here saying that we're going to start this loop at 1 since our front node is a valid node already. And that way, since I have my 0th node already, my first node, I'll start off at 1, create that, bring in, oh, that's 1, then less than size 2. 2 is no longer less than size. We have 3 at that point. We're good to go, and we'll correctly initialize this. We'll verify this by going through. We'll save this and replay our lovely sequence. As you can see, our temp has size 3 just like we told it to, but now when we look at our front points to 1, that one points to another, and that one points to null. We are only having 3 values default initialized in our node structure. So again, when we actually create this, we want to make sure that we correct this, make this properly. And so when we pass it a parameter 3, because we have our front initialized as a brand new node, we go back to our model, we look at our IntNodeArray CPP, and we look at the constructor. Because of the fact that we already say that front is a brand new node, we've already initialized the memory for that, we want to start our index off at 1, so it correctly builds that and has that ready to go. So again, we make sure that we initialize our new node. We start at 1, we go up 2, but not including size, because we don't want to go out of bounds. We correctly initialize each new node, point it to the current front, and then move front back down to the front of the list. Thanks, and have a great day.